Hello everyone, and today we're going to be having a look at matching headings question for the reading section of your IELTS exam. You're going to be really happy to hear there's no skimming involved in this strategy that I'm going to show you today. We are going to actually have to read all of the text. We're going to read it really quickly, but not too quickly. We want to read it in such a way that we can actually understand the text. We're going to be taking a few notes as we go through, and this strategy is based on a process of elimination. I'm going to go through 3 questions with you guys, and I'm going to go step by step through these questions, showing you the strategy that I have and I've been using with my students. After those 3 questions, I'm going to give you 3 more questions for you to do on your own, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to give you the answers to those questions to see how well you are able to apply the strategy that I show you in this video. My name is Phil. I'm the head trainer at One-to-One IELTS. I've been teaching IELTS for over 10 years. I used to work with the British Council. I've been an ex-examiner. And today, I'm going to help you improve your reading. Okay, so let's jump into the matching heading strategies and see how easy this is going to be to answer these questions. Step 1, always read the instructions carefully. We've got here questions 27 to 32. We are looking at reading passage 3, has 6 sections A to F. We need to choose the correct heading from each section from the list of headings below. Write the correct number 1 to 8 in boxes 27 to 32. You will notice that we're going to have more options than we do sections. Step 2, we've got to understand the headings and then think about what the key words are. It's really important that we read the headings first, because when we read the text, we want to read the text with a purpose. If you just read the text first without having read the headings, there's no real purpose to what you're doing. So if you've read the headings first, you actually have something to look for in the text as you're going along. The first heading we come to here says an increasing divergence of attitudes towards AI. So in my opinion, the key words here, we've got increasing. That means something's going up. There's going to be more of it over time. Divergence. The divergence is when something is becoming different. Attitudes, we are looking at how people feel about something. And AI is artificial intelligence. Moving on to the next heading. There's reasons why we have more faith in human judgment than in AI. What I thought was important here was the fact we are looking for reasons. We have more faith that there is a greater belief in people's judgment, the way people think, than in the way AI think. The third heading talks about the superiority of AI projections over those made by humans. With this question, we're definitely looking at superiority, so something is better. AI projections, maybe AI predictions, are better than the predictions made by people. Moving on to heading number 4, we see it says the process by which AI can help us make good decisions. So the process is maybe the way AI can help us make good decisions. So help, maybe aid us making correct decisions or making better decisions or making good choices. Moving on to heading number 5, it says the advantages of involving users in AI processes. So we're looking here at advantages, so more than one benefits of involving users. So getting people to actually get involved in the process of AI. Looking at 6, widespread distrust of an AI innovation. So widespread means a lot of people feel this. Distrust is not trusting these AI innovations. And here, a very important word that we see is an innovation. So this means it's talking about one specific AI innovation. We're not talking about distrust of AI as a whole. We're talking about a specific type of AI. Moving on to 7, says encouraging openness about how AI functions. This means that we are going to try and make sure that people are aware of how AI functions rather than just making AI really complicated and maybe people would not understand what's going on under the surface. Moving on to 8, it says a surprisingly successful AI application. Once again, the article here is incredibly important. It says a surprisingly successful AI application. That means we are just talking about one. We're going to be talking about an application where something went really well, maybe shockingly successful. So people did not think it was going to work. So these are our 8 options. Okay, now let's move on to step 3, and this is the reading part. So we are going to read the text as quickly as possible. So we're not skimming. You want to actually be able to understand what's going on, but as quickly as possible. It's going to depend on your own reading speed, but we do want to go going really quickly and not focusing too much on every single word. We do just want the general meaning of what's going on. What we want to do then is summarize each paragraph as we go along. So we see here that section A has 3 paragraphs. We want to put just a couple of words for each paragraph, just to give us an idea about what this paragraph is referring to. Pause the video now, read the text, and then see if your notes are similar to the notes that I make. I thought this very first paragraph is basically giving examples of AI predictions. When I looked at the next paragraph, it seems to be saying that AI predicts well, but people don't trust AI. And the very final paragraph is that we should encourage people to believe. As you see, the notes are not extensive, but just a few words to give me a vague idea. Now what we're going to do is move on to step 4, and this is basically a process of elimination. So looking at these 3 notes that I've made about my paragraphs, I'm going to go through each of these headings and see if they are relevant. So the first heading here was an increasing divergence of attitudes towards AI. There is nothing in the examples of AI predictions, AI predicts well, distrust, encourage people to believe. Nothing about that is increasing divergence of attitudes. So we know that we can get rid of that heading. Reasons why we have more faith in human judgment than AI. It certainly was saying that we should encourage people to believe more in AI, but there weren't any reasons. We can have a look at these notes again, and it doesn't seem to match any of our notes. So once again, we're going to get rid of that. The superiority of AI projections over those made by humans. Well, the first paragraph doesn't apply to that, but we've got those good predictions by AI. That could be what we're looking for. Encourage people to believe. That doesn't refer to it, but certainly the second paragraph could actually deal with this. So what I'm going to do is put a question mark next to this and move on and have a look at our next ones. For the process by which AI can help us make good decisions. It certainly gives us examples of some predictions, but it doesn't actually tell us the process that we go through. So this one wouldn't be relevant. There is no mention in the text about advantages of involving users in AI. So this one is not going to be relevant. The next one said widespread distrust. Well, we've definitely got distrust, but looking at the article, it says of an AI innovation. This was just talking about distrust in general. So once again, don't be tricked by this. We know it's not actually this question. Looking at the next heading, encouraging openness about how AI functions. There was absolutely no mention of this at all. And a surprisingly successful AI application. Once again, there was no mention about one particular application in here or of it being particularly successful. So that one doesn't work. That means we're just left with heading 3. Therefore, we can be very sure that the heading for paragraph A is going to be heading 3. What we do now is simply repeat this process. So remember, you have already looked for the keywords in the headings. So we're just going to move on to paragraph B. Again, read this as quickly as you possibly can, while still getting a general idea of the meaning of the paragraphs. Then summarize each paragraph in a few words. Pause the recording now and write down your summary. And after that, compare it with mine. Okay, good job. So I thought we are talking about one example of AI and doctors didn't trust it. So this is actually talking about a specific example. I seem to remember we had 2 headings of what was available to us, which were talking about a specific example of AI. This is probably going to be one of the headings we're looking for. Moving on to the second paragraph here. Again, it seems to be still talking about the same example of AI. And again, doctors didn't trust it. We go to the process of elimination. We have already got rid of heading number 3, so we don't have as many to look at now. And we go one by one. An increasing divergence of attitudes. There was no mention about attitudes towards AI or a divergence of like attitudes getting different. So we can disregard this heading. Reasons why we have more faith in human judgment than AI. There didn't seem to be any mention here. So once again, we can get rid of that. Now we're left with the final 5 headings. The process by which AI can help us make good decisions. Well, this paragraph isn't about making good decisions. It's about doctors not trusting a program. So we know that's not accurate. The advantages of involving users. Well, the paragraph is really talking about there's a lack of trust in one AI. So it's not going to be this one. Looking at number 6, it says widespread distrust of an AI innovation. So this heading is looking about one particular AI innovation. That was exactly what we had in our 2 paragraphs. We had examples of doctors not trusting. So here we see we've got distrust or not trusting an AI innovation. This looks like it's going to be relevant. So we put a question mark and we just work through the others just to make sure. Encouraging openness about how AI functions. There was no mention about this. So again, we can get rid of that. A surprisingly successful AI application. Well, it's definitely talking about one application, but this wasn't very successful. It was saying in the paragraph, it didn't work very well. So there's a lot of distrust. So again, this is not going to be relevant. We can see that section B is going to have heading number 6. Once again, we repeat this process. We go to section C, read it as quickly as you can, make some notes, pause the video now, and then I will show you what my notes were after you started the video again. Welcome back. So my notes for the first paragraph here were reasons that people distrust AI. Looking at the second paragraph, I said that AI failures get more attention than their successes. So again, kind of reasons that people are not trusting AI. We go through our process of elimination. Again, there was no mention of attitudes diverging, so this is not going to be relevant. Reasons why we have more faith in human judgment than in AI. Well, it's definitely reasons why we don't trust AI. So this looks like it could definitely be a possibility. Now, looking at our final 4 headings, we look at heading number 4, the process by which AI can help us make good decisions. Here again, it's not really talking about a process. It's talking more about reasons that people distrust AI rather than trusting humans. So this doesn't look like it's going to be appropriate. The advantages of involving users, no, we're still really talking about reasons of distrust. That doesn't look like it's relevant. There is no real mention about encouraging openness. So again, we can get rid of that. And a surprisingly successful AI application, this doesn't seem to have come up. So we're left with what we were thinking was a possibility, that reasons why we have more faith in human judgment than in AI. So we know that the heading for section C is heading number 2. Okay, so this is now going to be over to you. We've got 3 questions remaining. I would like you to find the 3 headings that match those sections. At the end of the video, I am going to give you answers. Also, while you're going through this process, I will show you some notes I've made on the remaining paragraphs so you can see if your note-taking is in the right ballpark. So once again, these are your remaining headings. Section D looks like this. Pause the video, read the remaining paragraph, and make some notes, and then compare them with mine. Pause the video now. Welcome back. These are my notes that I made on these 2 paragraphs. These are the remaining headings that you have to choose from. Pause the video, use that process of elimination that I've shown you in the previous 3 questions, and see if you can choose the correct heading for paragraph D. Here we have sections E and F. Pause the video, make sure that you write down some notes. After you pause the video, I will show you my notes. So please pause the video now. Welcome back. Here are my notes. So in blue, we have the notes for section E, and in yellow, the notes for section F. These are our remaining headings. So for section E, you want to be comparing the headings to these notes. And for paragraph F, compare the headings to these notes. Right then, here come the answers. Let's see how well you've learned this technique. So paragraph D, the heading was 1. Paragraph E, the heading was 7. And paragraph F, the heading was 5. Let me know how you got on with those. Did you find this technique useful? I'm hoping this is much easier than wasting your time skimming for the first 1 or 2 sentences, as quite often you're going to find the required information is in the bulk of the paragraph. Before you go, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And check out this video that's just about to appear now. And that's going to show you how to go about answering the true, false, not given reading questions, which students also find really tricky. Have a great week. Hope you found this really helpful. See you in the next video.